And good evening to you. I'm Michael, or as the grandkids call me Roo. You know, I almost said top of the morning because I've been saying it for 120 something days. So, top of the evening to you. It's a little past the top. In fact, I'm 2 minutes late this morning because everything's so different. I'm coming to you from a different location. You can see window smudging outside. As a matter of fact, my light is reflecting there. You're going to see a little bit of behind the scenes tonight. I moved everything down to the art bar. It really doesn't fit in here very well. It really is an art bar, and I'll prove it in just a minute. I've got a camera here that's cantilevered out over my desk so you can see when we're down here. And there's a camera across the way. There's my microphone that's always beside my computer. My computer is right here. 2 water jars. Here's a ball mason jar. And then I have this wonderful little a ceramic bowl here. And I started with 2 things of water and not just one. And there's a reason for that. We'll talk about that. Let me make myself a note. Water. So I don't forget 2 versus 1. Why I do that. There's all kinds of things here off the side, and I'll show you some of that in a minute. But let me say hello to a few of you. Thank you for being on, and we're glad you are here. Some of you are trading in baseball for me. You know what? You know what's slower than watching paint dry? Baseball. All right. So Lori Stanley Henderson, thank you. Denise Albright, thank you. Chinoa says, yeehaw, you're on my time now. So thank you for always getting up early. So now, yeah, and I've been up since 4 today. So at about 10 o'clock, I'll have to finish because of I'm drinking hot tea. It's Builder's Tea, a sponsor, not yet, but close. Howdy, everyone. Yvonne, Donna Bullman, thank you for being here. Carol Todd, Beverly Schmidt, Judy Schoen, Annette Hensland, thank you. You're going to be excited about what I'm painting tonight, Annette. Oh, wasn't going to call you out, but I just did. Virginia, Tamberly, Ruth Ann, Chris Whitaker, Marion Jones. Thank you, Marion Jones. I hope you got a painting from me. I hope you did. One that I painted that was kind of a special one that just kind of went through the woodworks. It wasn't ever for sale. Julie Walden, Donna Barton, thank you. Good weird morning, she says. Hey, y'all from DeBerry, Texas. Howdy, peeps. Lisa Haymaker. Lisa, welcome. Missed you so many days in the morning. Terry Hunt Davis, glad you're here. Jonelle, thank you for joining on. And yes, 2 more are coming. Got it. Michelle Butler, you got a crazy sense of humor. I like your style. Glenda Small, Kim Sheets, thank you. Roomba, get ready to. You got a great wit. I love it. You people are funny. Laura, thank you for being here. Miss Carla. 2 Redbirds, baseball at the same time. There you go, Rooster and the Redbirds. Ruth Ann Godey, Teresa Miller, Donalyn. Wow, thank you, Irma. Look at all the people who piled on this evening already. Oh my gosh! Now you're showing out, because if there's too many people, you know I'm going to have to do an evening every now and then. So hang on one second. Hey, you have a delay, so you got to turn your phone down, Miss Carol. My wife's in the other end. She's in the library. In fact, let me just show you a couple things here before we'll say hello to her a little bit later. Here's why I call it the art bar. I always sign things capital A-R, capital B, one word, art bar. Here's the reason right here. You've heard it, talk about it. I'm going to flash to this camera. There it is right there. All right, see that? All right, stand still 1 second. I'm coming back. Here it is. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. See, we can start over here just like this. Oh, there it is. Okay, it starts over there, goes around this way, very gently, slowly. There it goes, right there. Take a look. All right, so that goes all the way around. And if you keep going over here, look at this, in this side over here. There you see it. See that right there? In fact, I'm going to walk over there and hold this up. It's Friday night. I can do whatever I want. Look at this. That's the fountain. That's Carol's painting. Okay. I love it. And here's a couple oyster shells that she's just painted. So this is where she works over here. She stands in this corner over here next to the French bathroom, if you hear me talking about it there. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, go back to the bar. There's 100 stems in this bar. 100 stems of wine glasses right there. We've been married for a long time, and Well, we have 100 stems because every year I give her two. No, that's not true. I've given her 2 glasses. The rest of these she's purchased. Let's tell it like it is, okay? All right, so that's why this is a wine bar. So there's a rooster up there. There's a little sink where I fill up my water bottle. In fact, you can see my other camera. Oh, so sorry. That's going to make a terrible noise, and I apologize. I'm not used to being down here. This space is a little different for me. So there's a camera sitting down there. Here's the desk. Let me show you the desk. And I'm going to flash a light right here. Get ready. Boom. There it is. All right. So this is a little card that's laid on the desk. It's one of my cards. This is the Roo that you've seen on the painting thing. And what I'm going to do with this is a card. I don't have any of these cards anymore. I printed some cards. This one is the Get Busy card. And so here's what it is. Get busy. I thought, why would you just want one card that said one thing when you could have one card that said 12 things? So I painted this card. He's one of my favorite Roos. He's sort of a logo Roo that's on the painting brochure. And so the class brochure, Roo 857s. So it says, get busy, get crazy. And by the way, I did this in hand, but it's printed on here. I wanted it in my hand to look that way. So can you see what they say? Get busy, get crazy, get down, get up, get back here, get milk and bread. That's important in the South when it starts to frost or snow. Get well, get happy, get out of town. Just get, or get with a blank. And so what I'd like to do right now is just get creative. And here we go. I'm just going to scroll the names here really quick, and I'm just going to pull one across, okay? Watch. I'm looking over here. I'm not looking, but I'm going to stop right there and just pull a name across. What name came up? Judy Jacques. Good evening. Judy, there you go. Judy, all you got to do is send me an email. Send me an email, Judy, and I'm going to send this card to you, okay? Judy. And so thanks for watching Roodoodles do whatever Roo does. And I'll sign it M for Michael, and I'll put Roodoodles right here. All right. So, Judy, you're going to send me an email in a little bit. Judy, you got that? I just pulled the name right out of there. So, boom, and you're gone. So, I hope you got that. And then what you need to do is just send me your address in the email. I'll put it on this thing right here. Let me get to it. That tastes like nasty. All right, so there it is right there. I'm going to seal that right there. And, Judy, this goes to Judy. Judy, you're going to send me your address, and I'm going to mail that to you. All right, there you go. Got a card. Just email it to me. I'll get it after the show, okay? Fantastic. Thank you for being here. Haiti, glad you're here. Ann, thank you here. Victoria Board. Man, I'm glad you're here. Donlin, Virginia again. Teresa, Lucy Springs. Patricia Deaton says, yay, thank you for doing this afternoon. I'm teaching my son in the mornings because of COVID. There you go. You said that twice, and I love it. In the afternoon, so I don't know where you're calling from, but if it's just afternoon, that means we're way ahead of you. So where are you? Okay, Heather, Elsie, Philip. Hey, man, Philip, appreciate you jumping on for me tonight. And Bob, yes, I know you got in touch with my friend. Thank you for doing that. I like the paintings with the golf bags. Had a beautiful sunset tonight. All right, hey, thank you. Golly, look at all the people that are on. You guys have just proved my point. I'm going to have to. Hey, Aaron Gouda. Hey, honey, I solved the issue, I think, on some. Boy, I had a meltdown here. My daughter does a painting show that's really awesome, and she's on, but she also teaches a painting class. Now, she instructs like I do. We may be poor teachers, but we are good at pushing you towards creativity because we believe in it so much. My wife taught me that, and she taught our kids that, but at the same time, here's what happens. Erin has this show called True Cotton, and now she's teaching a class, but she's using a system like I'm using, and I moved mine today because I was bragging how well it was working, and we're trying to get hers up and running well, and then mine fell apart, but I think I got it solved. Okay, so anyway, thank you for being here, hon. We'll talk later. Erin is the reason I'm doing a lot of the painting classes because she's gotten everything laid out for me. If you see an email, I've written it, but it's come through some system she's put together. She's the brainiac. that I didn't get. Okay, so Renee, glad you're here. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get painting. It's almost 10 after, and let's go. I'm gonna paint this. So this is first I'm gonna do a little warm-up painting. Where's my book? I found one here I wanted to do, and I got several things to show you tonight. It's Friday night, so I mean, like, where are you going, right? You're gonna probably check the score of the baseball game. But I thought I'd show you a couple things that I had. Look down here at the art bar. Here, look at this right here. Ready? I'm going to move this over. This is a metal tray, and I think my daughter may use a couple of these, and I started using them a long time ago too. It's a porcelain metal tray with porcelain covered. You see where I banged it there. I have a smaller one over here too. But this one, I really love these metal trays. And so that sits over here with my pencil box and also my paints in it. This is really a better setup than my office. It's also very noisy, and that's kind of why I paint up there in my office in the mornings, because it's a little closer, the audio's better, and also I have the ability to not bang around things as much, and I have a little bit more space on my old oak table. But some of you always wonder why I paint in a small palette like this, because I travel a lot and I like to paint this. Of course, I paint out of my Altoid box on Rue 857. September show has one more week to go. Then I'm taking a week break, coming back with Rue. It's Rue 857 October. Some of you are waiting at that portal. You'll get an email about what to do and how to switch, because I'm going to leave those shows up for folks. You still have some time. I think you have about another 7-8 days maybe to register for Rue 857 if you want to take that class. I'm just going to continue, and then I am going to do a November class, but I'm going to do it a Monday, Friday, or Monday, Thursday, maybe Monday, Thursday. I don't know. I'll get all the time straight and find some times that people can do it. And so I'm going to do that. But I'm going to paint Christmas roos during that. Here's another palette that I thought I'd show you since I'm here. I started with palettes like this, thinking I was going to mix a lot more paint on the palette and not on the painting. So this is one that, of course, you see how well I cleaned it out. But you kind of like this one. This is kind of fun. Look at this painting. This is really to do plein air painting with, because see, it has a thumb hole in it, and I kind of like that. You know, if you're standing up and you want to just be painting a little bit, and you can work with your palette like this. And sometimes I actually hold my palette, so this is good for me. You got a lot of real estate here. I don't know who makes this one. It looks like it's made by Jusku. It's a Japanese name. And I liked it when I was painting, but I also like this right here. This is kind of cool. Look here, this big old brush would probably sit right down in there, which that gets in the way of your hand. And who'd want to put that anywhere? So anyway, gives you an idea of how this works. That's just, I have two of these, and I don't even use them anymore. These are American Journey paints that I've just squeezed in there and left them over the years to dry. I bet I could revive them in just no time with a little water. So I wanted to show you what was kind of down here. So that's what I'm doing. I'll give you a little tour of what I do. I paint my books down here. If you get a book from me, if you've ordered a book on Amazon, thank you so much. If you order a book from me, I will bring it down here, or I have the stack of books that the publisher sends me down here, and I'll usually paint the books right here. I'll sketch a rooster in the front, and with a 5 or a 7 pen, just a real quick little rooster like this. And then I'll finish him in paint. And I've got this one down a little bit. Can you tell? I've done it so many times that I wanted a rooster that was painting, and I wanted him to paint the word Roo right here, and then a little bit of this. I'll come back and paint that one a little later, but that gives you an idea of when I sign a book, I'll put to somebody there, and I'll sign my name, Michael, here, and that's how Hey Roo, What's a Wheelbarrow goes out if you go on Roodoodles.com and order it from me. So I'll paint those down here. And that's why sometimes it takes you a little longer to get them, because I'll get orders in, and then I'll have to come down and sign them and print out the invoices and find out if you put a note in it. Am I signing it to someone? It's kind of fun. I love it. Thank you very much. I've been painting in this book for 100 and some odd days, and I don't know why I laid this down here, but it's a piece I did for Grit Magazine. Today I thought I was going to paint a little piece in here, and I might just for a warm-up. That's a print, actually. I did a few prints. This one says, that's not considered Baroque. And had some fun with that print, actually. So there's a word called Gongoozler, Gongoozler, Gongoozler. So if you're a Gongoozler, if you're a Gongoozler, you are just a person who stands and watches. You are just a person who sort of stands and watches the canal go by. You're just a person who is what they call on the highway a rubbernecker. You're one of those people that just keep trying to drive straight but look back and see what happened. You're just an idler. You just sit in idle position. You're a gone goozler. That's a good word, isn't it? That guy, he's a gone goozler. He's just a gone goozler. So what I thought I'd do is I just had a little rooster here. The way that I was gone goozlered when I was a kid is that we would go out and lean on the fence post. And so that was kind of where we spent all our time, on the fence post. So why do I have two waters in front of me? Can you see those right here? Here's one, and here's the other one right there. One is when I first started and I was reading about how I'd begin, and in 2005, I didn't even have a phone that you could really get on the internet fast with. I mean, that didn't start until 2007 or 8 or 9. And you could, but you didn't have much content out there. There was not a whole lot on YouTube. There was not a whole lot on, in fact, there wasn't really even a YouTube that was worth anything. And so I had to read a lot of books and figure out, and one of the persons that I read, one of the artists that I read, kept two waters, and one water, they washed their brushes out for warm colors. So if it was an orange or red or yellow or a gray, a light gray, they washed it in this one. If it were cool colors, which are blues and dark reds and deep greens and browns and blacks, they washed it in the other one. And the reason for that is if you wash everything out in the same water and you tend to paint for an hour like I do on the show upstairs, my water gets very, very brown. Or the other day when I did that big blue mash, all my water was blue. So everything ever that started with a blue base. And so you don't want your water to be too brown, because when you go back in, remember what I say? You want to clean your brushes out before you attack another pan of color. If you've just painted yellow with this one, and so for me, it just got to be, if I've got one really messy brush, I'll wash it out over here, and then I'll just tend to go to this one. And so that's why I started with two. You certainly don't have to have two, but if you ever see people have more than one or two, that's usually the reason why. So some of you probably never knew it or didn't want her, or it didn't even matter to you, but there you go. I told you anyway, and that's just what I do. Here's a rooster with his arm up on the fence post, and if he had an arm, and he's just kind of chilling there, he's a gone goozler. So this is my book that I warm up in, just kind of tell you some stories and get my hands loosened up. It's kind of the way I've been doing it since we started this thing back in March. Yes. I've got to count the days up. I went 100 straight, and yes, I'm still working on some of those cards. All right, so good evening from Florida. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for the evening class. Sally, thank you for being here. Terry Tardy, oh my gosh, Terry Tardy, this is one time that I did put some Terry Tardy turquoise in the rooster. This is one time you haven't had to get up at the crack of dawn, you and Alex, to see me paint. So thank you for being here. All right. Yeah, Yaya does paint. Yaya paints. I just showed a piece of her work, as a matter of fact. That was kind of fun. So thank you guys for jumping on tonight. This is a lot of people. I might have to do this again. You're pushing me over the edge here to say maybe I should paint on a Friday evening. Erin has posted something that says she loves enamel trays and she finds hers on Amazon because sometimes they can be very, very expensive. The other one that I have is about half this size, which is really sweet. And some people use ceramic. It's very heavy. Some people use porcelain, plastic. But mixing on this is really kind of fun. It will really let the paint hang out there on top because it can soak up nowhere. All right. So is it Carol that has a happy birthday today? So Carol, I've got to probably make you a birthday card, and we'll do that. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on a little commission painting, and here it is. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to do it. This is the painting that if you are in the Rue 857 class, it's what they call the cover photo, and it's the parade. And I love this because I love thinking about things that my roos would do that other animals may not, where I talk to them, yes, and you talk to your dog and your cat, I know you do, and that they sort of come to life. And so this was the parade. And so someone asked me if I would, they purchased a painting, and then they said, what I'd really like to have is the parade. Would you ever consider painting one? And I thought, you know what? I'm painting Friday night. I might just start one. So here it is right here. So I'm going to grab a number 5, Pintail. I love the fact that Pintail, who's not a sponsor yet, I love the fact that so many of you're liking the style of what happens to the line when you sketch with this pen. It bleeds really well, and so does this fountain pen right here. But because I have some small pieces in here, I'm going to just go with my 5 needle point. Don't buy the ball point, buy the needle point. All right, here we go. So I'm going to start here, and I've got this parade going across, so I've got a little peep back here in the back, and this is how I draw my little peeps. I don't get in a hurry. All right, I do get in a hurry. All right, so here he is right here, and he's stepping out like this, or she is, whichever. You can do it however you want. There's the little wing going up like this, and guess what? There's a baton right there, because every parade has to have a baton twirler, and there it is right there. Okay, so that's going up. Then I've got this piece here. This is just a parade that I started doing. I think I've done this like 4 times, maybe 4 times. And so you're going like, wait a minute, he's drawing a peep right on top of another peep. Yeah, you have to. Sometimes one peep can't reach the handle on the mower. And so I had to get this other peep up there to reach the handle. And so that's where that came in. Here's the lawnmower. Everybody on a farm or a homestead, or even a small place that you live somewhere, has a lawnmower that's sitting around, and honestly, you don't even know if it still runs, but you're thinking, I might take the wheels off and use them for something else. The kids need a chug. You know what a chug is? A chug is, here I'll draw it on the back of Judy's envelope. Judy, send me an email, I hope you did. Here's a chug. A chug is some 2x4s with lawnmower wheels on it, and then it's got a little cross 2x4 here, and then it's got 4 wheels and this little cross 2x4 here, and because these wheels are on a bolt and it has a rope that goes back, and so the kid sits there like that, and that's called a chug, and you roll down the hill, and you use lawnmower wheels for that. See, I'm a dad who built that kind of stuff all the time. Here's a little gas tank. Now, when you're drawing a motor, you got to know that it's got a head right there, and it's got a gas tank here. It's got a little piece here. It's got a manifold that comes out this way. It says caution hot. It always has a grass catcher thing on the side. I'm going to draw a little peep right here. Can you see all that? I think you can. I think you can see it pretty well, actually. He's a little peep that's riding on the front. He's the hood ornament. Here's the Roo, and you think, oh, I know what he is. He is the king of the parade. Nah, that's not going to happen. It just wouldn't be right, because he may be in the parade, and he may think he's somebody in the parade, but really what he's doing is that he is bringing a cooling temperature to the queen of the parade, and she's riding, of course, on more of the chariot style piece right here. So he's got this piece coming down. So here she is. That's her. She's got a little bit of a comb, but it's a low comb like hens have. And she's got a round little body there, and she's standing here on this bucket. Right there's a bucket. I like buckets in my paintings. They fit the farm, they fit the homestead, they fit the back porch area, they fit the feeding area where you keep. Somebody did buckets the other day when you're painting with me. And so I like buckets. I like to draw them in art. They're kind of fun to do that way. And then I've got these 2 poles here, and to me this is sort of the Ark of the Covenant poles. There they are. They're laid out on both sides, and these peeps, one leg's going this way, another one's going back this way, so you can tell they're marching. They're walking in the parade step here. Maybe this one's foot's going up here like this, and this one's still back here. There you go. See that? See what I did to make those feet walk? I'll put a little more detail in there. And then underneath this barrel, there's a little hang down piece, and there's maybe the little mascot of the parade right there. There's just a little peep underneath. Can you see that? That's kind of cool. All right, so this is my parade. And then right here, I think I need a tuba. So I penciled these in a little bit just for my spacing. And then I'm going to draw the head of this peep right here coming out. And then I'm going to the rest of the tuba come around. And you know what? You don't have to be in the band to know what a tuba looks like, right? You can figure that out on your own. And so there's the little peep who's playing the tuba out there. I kind of like that. Get a big old strong leg. Well, you have to be strong to play a tuba. Those are the people who also wear lederhosen and play the accordion in a polka band. Mm-hmm. See, I keep up with you. Are you drinking decaf? No, Michelle, I'm drinking the real stuff. I'm having a cup of tea. I've been up since 3. If I was drinking decaf now, I would already have my face down in this ink. I'm drinking Builders. Beverly French Davis says, you ate incredible. I don't even know what that's coming from, but all right. I like pintails also. 357s, you guys are getting them. Look at you go. Look at you. You guys could do this show. As a matter of fact, some of you will. Here's a 3, here's a 5, and here's a 7. And there they are right there. And why they, and you know what I love about these? Look, they're all different colors. Why don't they do that all the time? This is how they started. Silver was 3. Blue was 5, and white was 7. And then they started making them all blue. And then they went all white for a while. And then they started doing the ballpoint in silver. And it's very confusing. So Pentel, listen to me. Don't make me keep sending you emails because you're going to get tired of me. All right? You're hurting my artist friends out there who are quick, and they're trying to do this quickly and keep something going and have fun. And you got to help them out. So give us our line of brushes or pens, okay? All right. So you know what this is right here? This is the big bass drum right there. You got to have a bass drum. And then, so we got a bass drum. We probably should have, and maybe that's this little person right here. Here we go. Look at this right here. There it is right there. All right. That's the flute player right there. Now you know it is because I told you. You need a flute. You need a tuba, a drum, and you've got to have a drum major, and he's got to have one of those furry things on the front of his hat like that. Okay, you got to have that in there. And so he's marching, and he is high stepping. He or she, whichever. I've seen both. I love this. That person is high stepping, but on his back right here is this little peep right here, and he's got a very important job in the parade. He's holding the flag, and I just love to put the American flag in there. I think we got to have that in all parades, folks. Come on. It's a great country. We live here. We're free here. We get to worship here. All right, so now I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to take my pen, and let's see what pen I'm going to take. I'm going to take one of my ultra-fine flares right here. I'm going to take this white one, and I'm just going to scratch across here and do a little bit of yard work. Okay, I'm not being careful. I'm sketching fast. I'm going to come in. I'm going to grab a little bit of some tire right here with another little flare pen. And then I'm going to grab that little number 5 again and just go in and put a ding in the middle right there. Put these in like here, coming back. All right, so there we go. Now I'm going to grab an eraser and just take some of my pencil marks out. And I'm going to take them out very carefully because this ink will run a little bit if I get too rough with this eraser. Okay, everybody cool? Email sent. Judy says, haha, what kind of ink do you use? There you go, Stephanie. If you just joined us, these pens are Pentel. This is Energel ink. Just buy it from Target. You can order them from office supply stores. I tell folks all the time, do not be ashamed to go in with a pad and ask the people to open a package and let you write with it. Take a brush with you and say, wow, I like how that bleeds. And they're going to go, are you okay? And you go, yeah, I got this figured out. I'm an artist, or at least I try to think like one. All right. So that's the concept that you're going to do here. And then, I almost forgot. Look what we need right here. We need where's my pen? We got to have, in this hand right here, we have this, the drum major's scepter. You know, what is that thing? What is it called? Somebody help me out. Is it the scepter? Is it the... Hey, what's the thing the drum major is called? She can't hear me. She's in the library with a friend. Okay. Somebody will tell me here in a minute. What is that thing called? Anybody know what Wally World? I don't know what it's called. I don't remember. I think it's called what is that thing called? It's the drum major's. Oh, I almost had it. It's called a mace. Is it called a mace? I believe it's called a mace. I just came up with that. That may not be right. All right, so there we go. Just took out some of those lines. Let's paint this very quickly. I got time. Woohoo! I'm not looking at another one. There's not another one on the deck at all. In fact, all is on the deck is there's another shot of the bar. There it is right there. If you just join me, this is a what you're looking at in the middle there under the big rooster is a bulletin board all made with wine corks. Yeah, and the ones that are in the middle that are sticking out are champagne corks glued in that way. So Carol has, she got a few wine corks, but there are 100 wine stems in here. Everything from Waterford to Kate Spade to some gifts. There's 2 up here in the top, in the right-hand corner. If I could reach up there, I'd pull it down, that I brought from a movie set with Rene Russo and Linda Hamilton and Belushi and Michael Caine. I worked on a film with them a long time ago, and they sent me out to get some wine glasses. All right, so there you go. So it's a baton. Yes, is that just called a baton? Okay, I thought mace. I'm hearing mace, I'm hearing baton, staff. Okay, so I got it. So, all right, so it can be called several things. Thank you. All right, yes, it's a mace. Looked it up. There we go. How about that? Pulled that one out. Didn't think I'd come up with it. The majorette, the head major, the drum major, he carried a mace. I think in early years, the mace was actually a weapon. I believe it was. I think that's right. I think it was a weapon that was carried in battle. All right, here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some clean water. Let me go back to my desktop shot here, right here. Boom. There's the painting. I'm going to go in on it just a little bit, if you're okay with that. Whether you are or not, I'm going in anyway. There we go. And I'll move my big old head out of the way here some. Thank you guys for being on tonight. This is kind of fun. Thank you. I'm going to fall apart here in a minute because I've been up since 4. Drum major, the leader of the marching band. Yes, the matching band too. I love that. Yeah, the movie Gracie was called Mr. Destiny. It was about a baseball player who struck out, and he got a wish to see what his life would have been like had he made a hit. So I worked on that film for a month and a half probably in Asheville, North Carolina. The majority of that film was shot in the Biltmore State. And so I had to go in the bedroom. This guy had done all the flowers, and I was doing part of the set dressing thing there on this film. And so they'd asked me to go get these wine glasses, and I'm going like, okay, well, I know what some look like because we have some. And we were living in Asheville at the time. And so I got the wine glasses and came back. And when the shoot was over, we were taking everything apart. And the guy said, just get rid of all this stuff. And so I went, okay. So I rolled them up in a towel and put them down in my toolbox. I said, I got rid of them. He said, great. Don't want to see them again ever. I said, okay, perfect. So I brought them home. So they're up there. It's kind of fun to have a couple. And they're not really expensive, but they're certainly not as expensive as some Waterford that she's carried back from all over the country. Ireland. All right. So there's a chance of water again. I'm reaching over there. So I had a darker color, and I just washed it off in the one that keeps. If this water at the end of the day is going to be browner than this water, I want to keep this one a little pristine to clean my brushes out. There I go. I don't go in with a super wet brush, especially because I'm painting with a bamboo brush, holds a lot of water. So I go tap, tap, tap. Sometimes I even touch it on a paper towel like so. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll go in, grab a little, drop my brush in the floor. Kind of wish I hadn't done that, but I've got to go down and get it. Oh. It's a long way down. Bumped the camera, did everything. Did it knock it off? Almost. All right, so here we go. Now what I'm going to do is wet these colors just a little bit more. Watch this. I'm going to take these colors, just spray a little. This is a very fine mist, Just spray it a little bit. Loosen these colors up just a tad more. That way I don't have to work as hard and push my brush down in there as deep. So the advantage that some folks have who mix in a palette is you got a lot of water to work with over there. I just try to keep my paint close by like so. All right? All right, so here we go. And yes, I paint kind of fast if that's what some of you are talking about, but I like the feel of that because it makes the paint loose and it gives me holidays. Okay, you know what holidays are? Holidays are those little spaces that you let the paper breathe. The white really isn't used in watercolor. Well, you got white paper, so let that shine through. You don't want to color like kids color in elementary school, where every little piece is colored in boldly and thick, and red's over green, which turns to brown, and orange is over something else. So what you want to do basically is you want to just leave a little bit of space. And so when you see a place like that right there, there's a good example. Can you see that right there? That's not the light shining. That's just a white holiday. I just left a little space in there. And there's a space right there I'm not going to go back and fill up. And there's one there I'm not going to go back and fill up. Paint has to breathe, and that gives it life. Let me show you what this looks like if you were to say it so you can read it. Pat just did this for me. Take a look. Holidays are not just for people. Art gets its life from space and light. Soak it in. My dad would come through when I was painting. The worst thing you can do for a painted wall is leave a holiday. And he would go, "Hey, son, I see some holidays there." And I'd go, "I'd like to have a holiday." He goes, "You know what I mean?" And I did. It's where I was rolling and not paying attention, and my brother was talking, or I was doing something else, and I just missed a spot about this wide. And he'd go, "You left a holiday." So that means I had to go back and put in another coat because now it's dried unevenly. So, but in art, the holiday gives you a little bit of life and spark, and it brings that color in. So sometimes don't fill everything in. That'll help you learn to be loose in the process too. Okay, you with me? See where we're going with all that? All right? No, if you don't, just keep watching. You will. All right, so let's get this Roo all painted up here. He needs a little bit of yellow in his beak. There it is right here. This yellow is gamboge or gambogie, depending on what side of the country you're from. Terry Tardy, look at it. It's coming early. There it is right there. There's your turquoise right there. It's really Andrew's turquoise. I've renamed it. You know that I do this quite often. Watch, I'm grabbing a fountain pen. I'm taking the fountain pen right here, and I'm just rolling some ink in here like so. And then I'm going to, and that's speedball ink. I'm going to take a smaller brush. Nah, I'm going to stick with the brush I had. Here we go. Look at this. Just got my same brush. I'm going to go get it, knock the water off a little bit, and I'm just going to let that water take that ink. This is black speedball ink, cartridge inside this pen. And then I'm going to get a little blue and put a little blue in there. I like the blue dancing around in rooster's tails. I like how the light hits the sun, or the sun hits the rooster tail and adds that little spark in there. I also like a little bit of a brown blasting up in through there. Did you see that when I put it in? And here's a little touch of gray I'll do in there. And watch what the gray's doing. Can you see it run? It's actually running back toward, it's following the water. Watercolor. Want to be successful? Don't fear it. Paint with water, then add some color. Takes off. This needs a little touch of red right here, and maybe just a little here. Now, what I will do is I'll mix up a little bit of color for of all the legs of these things. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this gamboge here. There it is right there. Put it in this pan. This is my little mix pan right here. Most of the time, I'll just grab paint from here. I could grab some right there. That's perfect. But I'm going to grab a little touch of this red, just a touch too, because it doesn't take much red, and that's too much. So I have to get a little more yellow. Now I'm getting some decent orange. I'm going to take a little bit of this sienna, touch it in there, and a little bit of this gray. Is this a combination that you have to remember? No, just make it up as you go, people. Come on, enjoy. That's about the color of a chicken's leg for me. That's how I like my root legs right there. I kind of like them fried. But I'll take it right now like I got it, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit here, a little there, a little there, a little there, right here some. I'll just use it right down here on this guy to paint him a little differently. There's some right there. There's some right there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of that sienna, and I'm going to go back and I'm just going to paint the beaks here. You know, this is fun because sometimes in the mornings when I'm trying to show a lot of different things and play around, I don't get time to finish a whole piece of art. That's like, this is a big piece of art. There's a lot of detail here. So this art's a little more expensive than some of my art, but I'll do that on commissions. And I thought, hey, it's Friday night. I could probably do this and you wouldn't mind seeing it. And I'm sure that the person that's on the show, I think she's on the show, wouldn't mind seeing it take place either. And so that way, it's a good way for me to get it done. It's a whole lot more enjoyable here to be visiting with you guys and doing this. All right, so you see it coming together? It's all happening. We had fried chicken for supper. I love it. All right, I need a little bit of red here, but I don't want it to be too bright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of Payne's Gray, and I'm going to come in on top of this lawnmower red like this, because I think this lawnmower has been out in the weather for a while, and so I don't want it to look like it's brand new. And so the way I do that is maybe with a little gray on top, like so. And also, I'm going to put a little bit of green right in here, so it'll create a little bit of a rust look. Rusty brown, rusty green, that's always kind of a, see that? That's going to give you, and what did I do right there? I left a little holiday. Now, I want to get some Payne's Gray here and just go around the tires very carefully. And then I want a little bit of lamp black. Give the handles. And then this engine is worn, and so it's got the paint worn off, so it's going to have some gray on it right here, a little bit of gray. And then usually the gas tank has got some red in it because it was the one piece that was plastic. And what happens there, if that just runs together, that's just perfectly fine. I'll take it. The bucket, to me, I love buckets. Everybody knows I love buckets green. There's another reason I put a green bucket in here. Okay, composition. I'm balancing that with all the blue here and the little yellow here. I didn't need to have anything really more brown. Got plenty of brown here. So the green is perfect. I will touch a little brown to it, though, right here, so it looks like it's got some rust on it also. The sticks themselves should probably be a little brown. They just came, these are tobacco sticks out of the old barn. Yeah, I've been around the farm. I know that. The drum has, the drum's different blue. It's just a different blue drum. Who would have thought that we would have had a blue drum? And then a little bit of this gray on the drum head right here like this. And the stick you hit the drum with, which would be called the drumstick, not to be confused with the rooster's drumstick, is going to have it's a little gray. I need my pen. Thank you, Pentel, for giving me a blue one today. And I'm going to just increase the size of the bell on this tuba just a little bit. I want it just a little more life in that tuba. So I'm going to go in here and just close that up like that. So what I did there, hey, I didn't even use any paint in there. I just took a wet, clean brush and let the ink come in there. But this tuba needs to be sort of a gold. Yeah, that's it right there. I do like it, though, when they paint tubas that are sort of, I do like when they paint tubas that are sort of matching the school colors. I think that's pretty awesome every now and then. Okay. And I think band uniforms can be sometimes just pretty far out there in the gaudy world. They can just, people can go, hey, here's a good idea. Let's make this thing like something no one ever thought of. And you go, oh, okay, we'll do that. And so that's always kind of fun to do. Now I've got a little orange here, just a little pumpkin orange, and I'm going to come in on some of these peeps and roos. I'm just going to do a little touch of orange. Try not to take out too much of that. But just put a little orange, and then I'm going to come in with something else. Watch this. I'm going to come in with a little bit of this, a little bit of Payne's Gray, okay? Payne's Gray it's gray. It's darker than gray. It's not as dark as lamp black. And I'm just going to put a little bit of just some ruffled feathers back in there like that. Now, remember I did this, let's do this flag before I forget it. How are we doing on time? Golly, where's the hour go when you're doing this? I love Payne's Gray. Chris says will sometimes do its own thing, okay? Y'all are into the whole dinner thing. I love this so much. That is so fantastic. Fruity Pebbles. I'll never look at turquoise the same way now. No, it's Terry Tardy. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's go with a red stripe on the flag right here. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. And let's go down and let's just get some of this beautiful ultramarine blue right here. And come in there and just leave that. I'm going to let that dry just for a second. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and put the stars in it in a minute. I think I can do that down here. If not, I'll show you how to do it, a trick. All right, so now I want to just, remember this flare pen that I just brushed in the earth down here? I said we're just making the landscape. See how blue that is? Now watch this. I'm going to take
Hello, people.
Hey, baby, what you doing?
I'm bringing you the best little cookie in the house.
Bringing me a cookie.
I'm bringing you 2 cookies, the little almond crescents.
Oh my gosh, did you make almond crescents?
I made almond crescents.
All right, so this is cool. So yeah, it's, wait, if you stand right there, hold it.
Come on, Erica.
No, you're there. Both of you are right there. There's Yaya.
Cheers. Cheers. We are putting our proper cabinet to work tonight. There are 100 stems
I just told him. I went through the whole deal.
And
I told him that I said, we've been married a long time and I bought 2. Not every year, just 2.
Anyway, so much of life is about a beautiful experience, and put some great wine in a glass with great friends. And sadly, Michael does not enjoy wine, but that does not stop me. So here's cheers.
I got to go with.
He's gonna have some cookies and tea. Cheers. Cheers. So
cheers.
Keep on painting.
Cheers. Thanks, ladies. I appreciate you.
Have a lovely evening.
Thanks.
All of you in California, I'm pretty.
I gotta go back to the desk because I want to show them these cookies.
Okay.
Here they go.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. What's that? Oh, look at this. Look at this. So they're on a French plate, but these are almond crescents, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Crayola stopped by. You can tell when she's painting here. Pat says hello. Mickey says hello. Oh, Annette says love your ring. Hey, she said you want to be her. Listen, Annette, she took some rings that we had over the years that she had and some diamonds from her mother, and she went to a jewelry maker and helped the lady design what she wanted, and they built that ring. It's been really fun to take history and put that together. So she's an artist and a half, I'll tell you that right there. That woman is a hoot. And these, by the way, are, oh my gosh. Don't talk with food in your mouth. Oh man, that's good. Paint with a little water up here. Man, this has been fun. This has taken me a longer time to paint than most things I paint. And that's really kind of fun for me. It's good for me to do a little detail painting. A little sky in here. The marching bands, listen, I played ball in school, and I really liked the marching bands. I thought they were fantastic, and I loved to go out and have fun with them. And a lot of my friends were. I was one of those weird guys that played football, and I played some pretty rough football in school because I'm not a small person, and yet I also sang in the chorus, and so I had a lot of friends who were musical because I was a singer, songwriter, storyteller too. So I always saw those guys as being a very important part of just bringing up school spirit. So the fact that they're part of parades, and last 4th of July. Not this year, but the year before, I was in Washington, D.C. I had never done that before. And I saw school bands and I saw police parades. I mean, it was one of the most spectacular things that I've been a part of. I tell you what, I'd do it again in a flash. I'd go back and be a part of the 4th of July in D.C. It was just so wonderful. Man, flyovers and just fabulous. I love celebrating our country. All right, so there we go. So now I'm going to go back and so there's my parade. He's coming together pretty well, I think. Man, I'm about to bust over another bite of that cookie. Yes, the shortbread recipe, I'm sure she can send you these too. These are almond crescents. There they are right there. They're almond with the crushed pecan. Is it pecan? I think it's a pecan, but it also has almond extract in it. And so it's just absolutely gorgeous. And they've been rolled in sugar, powdered sugar. All right, so here we go. I'm putting some eyes on these guys and going in and doing a little detail. Some lines in the feet with a number 5 pen. You notice that I haven't painted that little stick yet, which is the fan to keep the queen. And also, there's a little thing missing. Don't worry, I got it. Look what's happening right here. All right, the queen has her little necklace on, and she's wearing a tiara. So there it is right there. And he, of course, has to fan the queen. And you thought he was going to be the hit of the parade. Nah, he's not even close. Okay, so we'll put a little more detail in him, just so that it looks like there's a little bit of action walking here. Dirty up this lawnmower just a little bit more. Everybody's rolling. Got some grass coming up here. Now, what I might do now is I might just grab a small brush. This is a number 4 American Journey brush. Get these at Cheap Joe's. Joe Miller Art Stuff. And by the way, if you're ordering stuff from any art store right now, some of the slowdown is art supplies coming out of California and coming out of other places that they order them from. Part of it is stuff is just not being shipped very fast. You send it to the post office and they tell you, oh yeah, it's going to be there Tuesday. And then you get a note that says, well, it didn't even leave here until Friday. And then so it's, the post office is struggling right now with some stuff. And so sorry about that. But that's one reason that you've got some paint supplies that haven't probably arrived. That's why I have some that haven't arrived too. All right, so there we go. So a little bit of grass things down here. And so then I'm going to title this, and I'm going to just use this number 5 pen. I'm going to do it right here. Some evenings. Parades happen. There we are. There's the painting for today. Some evenings, parades happen. Don't you love it? So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wonderful roos in it. And if you're superstitious, tough darts, you're going to have to deal with it. Let's see if I have a white pen up here. If I don't, I'll do it another way. Watch this. Let me see. See if there's a white pen down here. No, forget it. Watch this. I need some stars, right? Okay, see if you can see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to blow this up even more. Here we go. Right there, look at that. Okay, watch this. I got a little X-Acto knife, and I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to scratch a little holiday. What? Yep, just scratching the paper very carefully. Scratching the blue paint off and letting the white come through, and now I have the stars in my flag. Simple as that. Boy, there is always a way to get it done, okay? Hey, I need a little more red in this lawnmower. It's just fading a little too much. I wanted a little brighter body. I may come back when it dries a little bit and do some finishing touches, touch up, and we'll go from there, okay? So there it is, folks. Wow, wow, wow. 10 minutes till, and I have knocked it out. I count 12 roos. Okay, so, Laurie, we're going to go it one more time just because I saw that. And I didn't use a white pen, but sometimes I'll use a white gel pen. I think it came from Jet Pens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See? Told you, 12. I started with 12, and I thought I put 13. Oh, you know why? Because I was going to put a double right there. I was going to have another one riding on his back, and I didn't. Rats. But now I'm going to anyway, so watch. It's my painting, right? Well, it's not. I've actually sold it. So here we go. I'm going to put I got an idea that didn't even occur to me until now. All right, I'm going to put a little peep right here. Just a little bitty guy. See him right here? Just a tiny little guy right here. Up in top of the drum major's hat, and he's got his foot out. And he's got a little piece of rope, and he's got it tied onto the flag right there. And he's helping that one hold the flag up. Now that is what I love about art right there. Now there's 13. Love it, love it, love it. And he's got a little bit of a runny nose. Let me clean his nose up there. Okay, there you go. And he needs a touch of orange in him here. Let me see if I can do that too. Hey man, I like painting at night. Thank you for being with me tonight. My gosh, a lot of you showed up here. And thank you for being on the show. Thank you for liking the show and giving the show some little likes and thumbs up, because that really does help Facebook keep this thing up there and rolling. So I appreciate you doing that, and I appreciate you sharing my page. Monday's page was seen by a bunch of people, and it's so fantastic. So thank you for doing that kindly. And what did you learn tonight? You learned a couple things. Here's one of the things you learned. You learned this rule that Pat and I are working on. And yeah, we're working on a little book of all the things that Rue says. But also, she is such a talented artist. I want you to see, holidays are not just for art people, or for people. Holidays are not just for people. Art gets its life from space. So leave some room for your painting to breathe, and leave some white showing through. Look, the lawnmower's got white under here. It's got there. The bucket has a piece. The peep, she does have down here one. The hen has some down here. Her little toe should be hanging off there like that. She's got a little eye, and those are some eyelashes if you look close enough. Look at all the holidays in the back of his tail, and there's some coming through right there. I love those. Here they are all over. The drum even has them, and I like that. If we want to go around, if I want to come back later, which I will, I'll put a little more detail into the instruments and the drum, some toenails and all these, put some veining in their legs, put a little more grass on the football field. All right. Some evenings parades happen. So there you go. All right. Had that in the way. Need another Friday night. We might just do it one of these days. Okay. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. And thanks for painting with me. This has been fun. I woke up early working on some projects. I had a lot of busy clients today for Friday. And so I think I'm going to sleep to almost 7:30 or 8 in the morning. I hope. Man, I hope. And then I'm going to get up and have a cup of builder's tea. Who knows what? I might paint something tomorrow. I'm not going to paint live in the mornings. I won't be painting Saturday morning. I will be painting Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'll do our last Rue 857. If you haven't signed up for a painting class and you want to, Rue 857 October is available. And let me tell you, it's the information is at Roodoodles.com. You can go there and get the information for that show. And then it'll be about middle of next week, maybe. I'll have the information up for the November class and what it's going to be. And we're going to paint some Christmas roofs. I think, oh no, I didn't. I posted one on the page today, but you can't get to the page yet. It's a private link. And so anyway, keep creating. You were created, so be creative. And before you go to bed tonight, if it's too late to text someone, at least write their name down, and first thing in the morning, just zing them something. I sent out about 4 texts today to friends. One person I hadn't caught up with in a long time. And you know what? He responded back and went, "Oh, man, where have you been?" And I said, "I've been right here. I was waiting on you to call me." I didn't really mean it, but get in touch with some folks. Connect during this time, okay? Our country needs it. You need it too. All right. Hey, I'll be in October. Thank you. Yeah, Chris, and I've seen a lot of you. Thanks very much. Signed up. I know if you are and you're waiting in line, don't panic. You're right where you need to be. I will probably transfer you to a page, but that'll be easy to happen, and you can do that. So, Judy, thank you for sending me the email. I'm going to send you this card, and thank you guys for being on tonight. This has really been fun. Love it. So thank you for being a part of the show. Roodoodles Live, and here we go. I'm just about to finish. I don't have my harmonica down here because I left it up on the desk. So I'm going to need something to sign us out with. So let's see if I can make some noise with something really fun here. Oh, that's going to do well. Ready? Here we go.